Greetings and welcome. This is PsychicMediumRoberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided by Spirit, and I hope you're doing well. Of course, the energies are a bit lower than normal at the moment, or should we say polarized. But I hope you're all doing well. And in today's episode, let's sort out the laundry quickly. Trigger warning: the subject matters of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. Disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged, as well as the names portrayed in the entertaining episode, and needs to be tested in a court of law. So, following on the Michael Hutchins episode, a number of you pointed out the passing of Peaches Geldof. And of course, she was 25 at the time. And, I've done some research. I get the sense, based on the current narrative, found having had an apparent overdose of heroin, children in the next room, husband with family for the weekend. She was discovered on a Monday morning or Monday. Now, the backstory, Peaches was a celebrity or famous quite early on. Of course, Geldof, the name plays a role. Have I spelt the name wrong? Yeah, it's one F. I don't know much about these people, to be honest. I know, obviously, the father, and having recently done a show, I loved In Excess, obviously. To be honest, I didn't know much about Paulie Yates. So, this is kind of new to me, which is also a good thing, because sometimes knowing can influence, whether we know it or not. It can be an unconscious, let's say, mistake or whatever. But that's why, like with tarot and in numerology, we need to get confirmations so that we know what we are either interpreting through, in my case, numbers, and or through spirit, through images or audio or a sense feeling. There's something I want to make clear about this case, especially when you're dealing with drugs, right? Now, I mentioned this with a previous artist as well. Now, part of the backstory is, of course, she had been dealing with heroin addiction, okay? And subsequent to her overdose, she had been on medication for approximately 2 years to clear herself of this. Now, I want to just make a very clear distinction between someone that is an addict, in other words, has an addictive personality. In other words, someone that would have an addictive personality, because that does exist. Someone can have addiction predispositions, let's say, for argument's sake. Then there are people who technically on any given day would not be around drugs, right? However, heroin crosses their path. Why? And I'm not necessarily saying for Peaches, but I'm just saying the circles you move in, if there's a propensity for partying, young people, drugs, clubbing, blah, blah, we know the fish cakes, right? Now, the issue is, because of the type of drug, heroin, and I must say, I had lots of fun in my early days, and I am still to this day, it made me even think about it during this preparation, that thank God heroin never crossed my path. Now, the reason why I say that is the distinction between addictive personality and an addictive drug. Heroin is one of the most, at the time of when I was at her age and, all the shit going around, heroin is the most lethal drug around. You take it once, you're fucked, right? Effectively. We always knew the recovery rate from heroin addicts, now I'm talking back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know current trends or information, but your chance of recovery is about 1%. Now, of course, as time moved on, and in Peach's case, she was taking medication that would help. Now, I'm just saying, having looked at her numbers, and I've got her date of birth here, March 13, 1989, plus the 369, she doesn't have addictive numbers. Okay? So when people, this is what media and journalists must be very careful of, how they word drug-related cases. Because it's the heroin that is addictive, and Peaches was not an addictive personality person. Does that make sense? She's got 16 sevens that we see in her date of birth here, which can speak about habitual behavior, repetitive behavior, whether positive or negative. But when you're looking at issues of addiction, you're looking for numbers like 6. 6 is the main number for addiction. Then you get numbers like, and it also, this is why I said in combination of, right? Same with tarot cards. Tarot cards, and I'm not an expert, can give you an answer, yes, but if you have a collection of cards, it gives you the bigger story, right? So a number 5 is what we also look for. Now 5 in drug cases is the number for drugs. So if someone has a 5 in their date of birth, and it's not to say everyone or anyone that's with a 5, but there's the lever from plus 100 to minus 100 on the other scale. Where is the needle going to stop for that person that has a number 5? Does that make sense? Not everyone with a 5 will do drugs. However, when you're dealing with drugs and things like that, you're going to see 5s around. Now, she doesn't have 5s either in her date of birth, in her 369 profile either. So I just feel necessary to say it was the drug that is addictive. Okay? And that's why I even say today, thank God heroin never crossed my path, because once you take shit like that, it's not going to be easy, unfortunately. And if you are in recovery, good on you. Every day, step by step, everything in moderation. Manage yourself, it's possible. All right. Her date of birth. Interesting, if you recall in the previous Michael Hutchins show, right? Bob Geldof has a 16-7 in the year that he's born. And of course, Paula has the 16-7 in the year, in the outcome, her life path number. And interestingly, Paula and Peaches have the same 7 sequences here as well. And you'll always find that in children and their parents, there will be some reflection, either or not. But in this case, there are some similarities with Peaches and beg your pardon, Paula. Lots of information. Now, Bob has the 16-7 in the year, and his daughter has the 16-7. So again, there's a very significant karmic connection with Bob and Peaches, as we know, right? I didn't put in all her names. So there is a karmic relationship there as well. But when you speak about someone that is a journalist, right? 16-7 is the journalist. 7 is journalism. entertainment industry, 16/7 movies. We can even go as far as theatre. We can include a bit of modeling, but I don't think modeling was all her thing. She's more practical. And in fact, she has very similar numbers to Elon Musk. So this is why I find, I've watched a couple of videos, and I am also just waiting to get into it. I don't have all the answers yet. But I will say, if we go to the main chart now, and we can always refer back to these previous charts, in my opinion, if I just do an overview, something is off. I do see other people on the scene. I do also see staging. And getting back to the heroin situation, in that I watched a couple of videos of her just before her passing, which would have been, well, she was discovered April 7, right? She was discovered on April the 7th, 2014. So effectively it's over 10, almost 11 years now, right? So what I've done so far is I've highlighted on face value issues with numbers. So the week leading up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, she's discovered the Monday. On the Monday itself, let's start there. On Monday, we already see 3 sevens, and this now speaks about something is out of control. There's an imbalance, and when you got sevens, this is highly problematic in the universal structures, because it's registering as an innocent death. So if now the day after, or the day of the discovery, right, we see a 7 at the start of a day. Sorry, I'll try to be quieter with my keypad. I need to get to the local and get some new batteries for my mouse. We see on the day of the discovery, the day starts with the 7th, so we already got a death of innocence. We've got an 11-2, which is already screaming, which confirms now. Here's a good example of confirmation. 11-2 speaks about the law, or breaking of the law. And when you got all of these 7s out of kilter, it means this day is out of balance. Something is wrong. So there's a hint here that an illegal activity has taken place. Something illegal has taken place here. Now, and even more alarming, the outcome is an 18-9. This is not a suicide. It's not an accidental death. It's not a natural death. Unfortunately, this death, as recorded here, is registered as a murder. So this, and I'm just, it's a terrible event that's happened here. From a numerology point of view, this day gives us, something happened. Just a quick tangent. If I've done cases over different decades, right? And at some point, things get very foggy for whatever reason. And while we're here in 2014, things are a lot clearer than, let's say, if this had to happen today. There'd be a lot of other bullshit around, right? I'm working on that. So already for me, the day Peaches is discovered is hugely problematic. Now, for me, having done the first review and not having done it as deep as what I've just done now, there's definitely issues. Now, let's look at other problem numbers and we'll start putting it together. The Saturday begins with a 5. Now, on any given day, not an issue. It means sometimes we wake up and we're a bit grumpy. We wake up and we pour the coffee and we realize the water's cold. We get out of bed and bump our toe. It's that kind of start of a day. Not a very nice start to a day, right? Given the context of the situation, we now look at it from a negative and investigative point of view. What are the numbers standing out that would bring about a negative activity, right? 5 speaks about drugs. 5 also is bullshit if a story is created. Because we have a 9 in the middle of that Saturday as well, which brings around the issue of murder. This is quite alarming that the 16-7 is an outcome, which means on one hand, yes, it pings on Peaches because she has a 16-7. But we're looking at this generically first. Someone mentioned she was involved in certain groups or religious activities like Scientology. I did a bit of reading. She was also involved in kind of offshoots of Satanism and satanic practices, in my opinion. I mean, if you're in that vibe, then good for you. Keep it to yourself. But you're dealing with people that created this whole satanic movement in the UK, right? That's why the movies like Alice in Wonderland, that whole monarch programming originated in the UK. And I did this in a previous show. Whenever a movie was made that said Alice in Wonderland and the like, the first screening is always in the UK. You can check that episode out. I'll drop the thumbnail here. So this is what's out there. She was involved in other groups and whatever, and each to their own, as long as it doesn't involve children and taking people's lives. All right, let's not go too deep on that side. So for me, when you have a 16-7 as an outcome here with a 5 and a 9, it almost feels like she was taken out or could have been taken out for whatever reason. Another concerning number that I'm seeing, and of course we have the rack of 7s here as well. It's a portal sequence Saturday. Portal sequence. I mean, one can argue. So let's go down this portal sequence. You see here, and I almost want to say, fuck, we see this a lot. Sorry. So Saturday, there seems to be some kind of gathering here. 12-3, coming together of groups, like-minded people. The intention, we've seen this so many times. People go to this meeting, whether via phone text, phone call, or blind date via the internet. On the surface, 12-3, it's tea time. 19-10-1, very transactional. And this is why I say, if you look at Sunday, April 6, we've got that 10-1 in the middle of the day. And I tell you what, 99.9% of the time, when you have a transactional element within a crime, then we say it is a crime. There's a crime here. So 12-3 joining. 15-6. So the 12-3 amicable meeting, gathering, whatever it may be, turns into a bit of a 15-6 here. So that 15-6 will also tell me there's an older male here. 15-6. I think my heart is stopping. 15-6. We see a 22-4 here. I'm experiencing this as you are. My heart is stopping. 15-6, 20. Do you see how clear the numbers are? 15-6, 22-4. 15-6. I'm not inventing this. 15-6, 22-4, 13-4, 4. Who the fuck is at home with this? You see here in the +6, the +6 for me is like if it's here, it's here. You know what I mean? Look, I remember I spoke about this on the day of discovery, motherfuckers. I wasn't seeing it for 2 days, huh? I'm only seeing it today. December 30th, a bonus holiday video. 11-2, remember I spoke about this? These numbers are speaking clearly. So now we go into the Saturday's the day, yeah. Saturday. Saturday's the day, ladies and gentlemen. Motherfuckers. So why are these numbers here? What the fuck? No. All right, let's go deeper. We inside, huh? We inside a home, wherever it may be, the situation hidden. 15-6, 22-4, 13-4, 4. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? I had a feeling of more people around, dark. Now I'm seeing dark people around her, almost ceremonial-like, in dark robes. You see in the +6 on the Saturday, it starts with an 11-2. So what's going on here? I'm just trying to see what the issue is. Because you'll see, and sorry to jump around, but I'm just confirming something here quickly. On the Sunday, so Saturday for me is the day. I don't care that the narrative says it was late Sunday night. Bullshit. You're not going to fool me, motherfuckers. Check here. In Saturday, in the +9, there's the 18-9. And remember, it's reflected here on the Monday. The day of discovery is telling us the story already. So, oh, the issue, here's the issue, yeah. So we've got an issue 25-7 now, in my humble opinion, and this is only my sense, the hubby maybe is a little bit dodgy, but in my opinion, But there's something deep here. So when you got a 25-7 conflict or dispute, it deals with close contact people. So either family, your direct family, and I'm talking about your parents, the family unit, or a marriage. And here we have a 16-7. A 16, and it did cross my mind twice before, and maybe this is the reason here actually. 16-7 is also the whistleblower. (16-7) speaks about the whistleblower. Now, if we go into the Sunday following the +9, so 15-6 is leading the way here. See there? Now, here's something very problematic for me. What is the deal going on here? 19-10-1 is transactional. What is the deal here? 26-8. So here we see the staging numbers. 26-8. 17-8. Cover up. Homicide. Made to look like suicide. She overdosed. It's amazing how these dark groups use your personal information against you. How disgusting. On a very simplistic level, right? There's trouble here. So here's a confirmation of possible whistleblower information. 20 outcome 2 can speak about information, speaking out. So you know, I watched, like I mentioned, sorry if I didn't complete the sentence, beg your pardon. When I watched a video of her a month or two before her passing, right? The energy I got from her, because I was also checking to see, yes, people can, in many ways, manage and hide depression or any mental health issues, right? They can manage it, particularly, for example, in the case of celebrities, where they know, okay, well, we're going to be at a function 2 to 3 hours, we'll have to just keep up appearances, right? But when I was reading her, it's like she found a new lease on life, in my opinion. It felt like there was a new lease on life with her. You can believe everything that's planted and hidden and bullshit. You can keep your toxic popcorn to yourself if you want to believe narratives, especially when you're dealing with people in dark robes, penguin people of the like, sacrificial people, if you like. Friday, April the 4th and April the 3rd are 2 additional conflicts we see here. There's a 7+7 conflict. So now this confirms here. 25-7 is the issue. So there's a union or family issue here, conflict. Some would say, I saw Jesus moment. I had my Damascus moment, and now I'm going to do the right thing, Daddy. Go, girl, go, girl. April 4. We have a 4+4 conflict here. Unfortunately, this is another confirmation. 4 speaks about information via paperwork, writing. 7s are around journalism. 7 is the journalist. Was Peaches gonna pop the lid? We have trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. There's transactional elements involved. There's definitely information. I'm looking now in the +3 Saturday to Sunday, Monday. You see, yeah, in the +3 of Monday, the discovery starts with a 10-1. We have a 14-5, bullshit. 21-3 speaks about going against your will, or doing something, or being held against your will. Always getting confirmation. So here's the clincher. Monday, 24-6. Someone familiar. Someone can even be family with 24-6. And we have a 15-6. 15-6 ever present around here, hey? Deals with the devil, motherfucker. Hey, Mr. Geldof. I hate to think what's going to happen next for you, if you know what I mean. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't going to be pretty, Mr. Geldof. So we've got someone speaking out. We have someone with information. We actually, and I feel it again, actually, particularly with that 4 and 4, and I'm really feeling, I'm glad I watched that video. I mean, she was at an event, probably, I keep thinking a month or two, but maybe a been a bit earlier. And I could feel there was this change in her. And by the way, for the numerology enthusiasts, 16-7 is the psychic number. It's a very intense spiritual number. Whether you use it for positive or negative. So there's conflicts leading up to this event. The 7s, family, can even speak about, and there's 3 7s here on the April the 3rd, 3 7s. We got problems in Tinseltown, yeah. Well, not Tinseltown, right? But they're all connected in their metropoles, under the grounds, in the sewers of life. And wow, this has been a bit of a weird one, because we were in the 80s, now we're in the teens of the 20s, and Bob ever present, huh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on here? Please leave your thoughts and comments. I do love engaging with them. Stay safe, stay alert, peace and light, and blessed New Year. Bye for now.